happened from the Caymans here, because it was horrific, man. It was horrific. I've never seen, I've been nonchalant when hurricanes come to Florida, because I figured in Jamaica when they say hurricane, it's going to be the same thing, but it was a whole different experience.
Now, members of our local Caribbean community are collecting non-perishables and other supplies. You can find the drop-off points at several Caribbean restaurants in Tampa. This Sunday at 4 p.m., 2 reggae bands will perform a benefit concert at Wagwan Jamaican Restaurant in Tampa. That's at 13910 West Hillsborough Avenue. Bring a non-perishable donation. They're going to fill a shipping container and send it over to Jamaica. People in our area working hard to help, and people in Jamaica right now need a lot of help, guys.
Really do. Great to see the outpouring of generosity, but we have to keep it going weeks and months from now because it's going to be a long process for a lot of people there. Thank you, Lloyd.
The firefighters in Hillsborough County were busy today with a brush fire. It started this morning at the Triple Creek Nature Preserve in Riverview. We're told about 10 acres has burned, but the fire is under control and no structures are in danger. Firefighters were able to cut lines around the fire to keep it from spreading. The revitalization of downtown Clearwater has been a long discussed topic, but city leaders say they are on the cusp of a construction boom that includes several projects. Fox 13's Kaylee Tracy reports on what's planned.
City leaders say a hotel will be built here in front of the Bay Care Sound, and an apartment building is planned for down the street, along with other investments. It's all part of what they call a revitalization of downtown Clearwater. The 10-story hotel will have an underground parking garage, retail space, and a rooftop bar. Construction will start soon and take a little under 2 years. A high-rise apartment will be built on the former City Hall site that includes 400 units, retail space, and an underground parking garage. That's supposed to be done by April of 2028. Crews will also make improvements to Osceola Avenue from Court to Drew Streets. That includes underground utility upgrades, new 10-foot sidewalks, improved drainage, on-street parking, and more. Construction on a nearly 400-spot public parking garage at Pierce Street and Osceola Avenue starts soon and will be done in about a year. And crews are already building the new City Hall on South Myrtle Avenue that's set to open between August and September of 2026. Alfred Battle, the assistant city manager, says after years of downtown revitalization talks, there will be shovels in the ground for some of these projects in the next 30 days.
I think it's a large change in terms of what you see today and what the future will look like. You know, part of change is feeling good about the change, but the physical construction, I think, will represent a different part of change.
Battle says they're also optimistic about what could come to Pinellas County government's buildings in downtown when they relocate to the ICOT Center Business Park off of Ulmerton Road in a couple of years. He also says the Church of Scientology, which owns and operates a significant number of properties in downtown, has started renovations on some of its buildings. Battle says city leaders hope to work with the church so both parties can benefit from development. Battle says there will be some disruptions in the meantime, like lane shifts that have already started on Osceola Avenue. Reporting in Clearwater, Kaylee Tracy, Fox 13 News.
All right, Kaylee, thank you. E-bike riders in Florida may soon have to obey a new set of rules. Lawmakers are considering a bill aimed at making e-bikes safer. It would set clearer rules for how those bikes are built and used on Florida roads. Under the legislation, e-bikes would be more closely regulated when it comes to speed, safety standards, and where they can legally be ridden. The bill also tasked the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles with tracking crash data involving e-bikes and other motorized scooters to better shape future policy. And for law enforcement, the need for rules is clear.
Unfortunately, in the past month, we've had 7 fatalities, and half of them have been e-bikes. Almost half of them have been e-bikes. Unfortunately, the e-bike riders have been at fault. One failed to stop at a stop sign, one ran a red light, and the other one was riding in the wrong lane of travel. They were going southbound in the northbound lanes.
Now, under the proposed legislation, Florida statutes would be updated to create a new category for Class 3 e-bikes. They would be defined as vehicles powered by an electric motor of 750 watts or more and capable of speeds above 28 miles per hour. The bill would also revise driver education courses and exams, adding questions about safely sharing the road with e-bikes, scooters, and pedestrians. Lawmakers are expected to take up the bill during the upcoming session.
Governor DeSantis spent this morning in Jacksonville, where he announced a major funding boost for pediatric cancer research in the state. He spoke at Wolfson Children's Hospital along with the First Lady and State Surgeon General. He announced $30 million in funding that'll go to 4 different pediatric hospitals for cancer research. The hospitals include St. Pete's, Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, as well as Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami, Nemours Children's Health in Orlando, and Wolfson in Jacksonville. Each hospital will receive $7.5 million.
Sometimes you end up, discovering things that no one was even thinking about when they were going in. So our view is if there's a really well thought out proposal that's seeking to do innovative things, we want to provide support for that through this incubator program. And this is really going to make a difference, I think.
Pediatric cancer is the leading cause of death through disease for children under the age of 14 in the U.S. The governor went on to say this year alone, the state of Florida has committed $218 million to cancer research.
Well, Florida retailers are hoping for strong sales this holiday season. They're expecting shoppers to spend an average of $890 per person this year on gifts, decorations, and food. Now, that is down slightly from last year's average, but it's still the second highest total in more than 20 years. More than half of all consumers are expected to do their shopping online, and over 40% say they will start shopping by early November, this time of year. Florida Retail Federation President Scott Shalley says consumers this year are on the hunt for bargains.
There's a little concern out there with regard to uncertainty in the global markets and tariffs and all those sorts of things. So we want people to shop early and make the most of it.
Now, the holiday shopping season is the biggest time of year for stores, with shops making more than 20% of their annual sales in the weeks leading up to Christmas. To help local businesses, the Florida Retail Federation is launching a new campaign urging Floridians to shop local for the holidays. It's called Find It in Florida, and it encourages business owners to promote their products and consumers to promote their local purchases with the hashtag Find It in Florida.
Coming up, we're cooking with Chef Jeff. He shows us a quick chicken noodle soup recipe next.